Hello again. Welcome to part 3 of, well, fiddling around with cake with the vendors module. So, on part 2, I didn't have much success um, figuring out how to hook up the Visual Studio build to fire up cake. So, I tried to get some sleep, and this was preventing me from sleeping, so I came back to it and found out a couple things. So the tooling in Visual Studio Code is actually better for Cake than in the full Visual Studio, and well, the normal Visual Studio. Not saying that this is not full. Um, and the philosophy seems to be that Cake does everything, including building your solution. So I'm going that way. However, I'm going that way for release build, so the packaging and everything. And I think I'm gonna keep MS build around a little bit just to copy files over when you build in debug mode, because it's already putting the DLL where it should be, and it's just these ASPX, ASCX file. If you edit them, they need to be copied over in the correct folder. So all the rest for debug, we don't need much more than that anyway. So offline, I built this cake file, this cake script. And basically, we are defaulting to release mode for the configuration if it's not provided. And most of this was already part of the template. What I created is a task NuGet package restore. So that's going to restore your NuGet packages for the solution. And then I have a clean task, and that will both empty and make sure that folders exist. So I am, well, if it doesn't exist, I'm creating install package, install package bin, which will contain our build results. And if they have anything in them, it's going to clear them. So basically, it clears the whole install folder, and then it clears and creates, if needed, install package, install bin, and so on and so on. And then I have a build task, and I have a get info task. So the build task basically calls MS build to build a solution in release mode in the configuration that's set up here. And this is all basically C#, so it's kind of easy to figure out. So this is a C# method that's gonna try to get the configuration if provided, and if not, it's gonna default to release. But as you can see, I have like a loop here, and it's a for each file in the resource file. So it's basically C#, which is kind of cool. Now I just learned that right now I have syntax highlighting, but I don't have code completion or IntelliSense. So in order to continue, I was looking on Google and I found that it's been 2 years that this is available, but I'm probably missing some updates. So I need to make sure C# Visual Studio Code extension install. In my extensions here, the cake extension recommended enabled. So the cake extension 012. Make sure version 1.13.0 of the C# for Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's not this, so it's C# for Visual Studio Code 1.13.0. I have 1.19.0, so that's fine. Make sure 0.10.1 of the Visual Studio extension for Cake. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure that Cake is installed in your tools folder. So if I go here and I go into tools, that gets downloaded by the bootstrapper. I have Cake. I don't know what version I have, but I have Cake. What if I go here? know the version? No. No. Let's explore. And inspect this. Properties. Details. So we need 0.22, we have 0.33, that's fine. Make sure that bakery is installed in your tools folder. Tools. So I don't have bakery. The easiest way to do this would be the install IntelliSense support. Okay, so that's probably the part I'm missing. So that's going to be in the panel here. Cake. Install IntelliSense support. Does that change anything? Cake. Install IntelliSense support. So I'm not sure what that does. Oh, yeah, it's doing something. Is it? Doesn't do much. At this point, you will need to close and reopen the folder. Okay, let's close file, close folder, whoop, file, close folder. Let's reopen the folder. And let's see. Clean directory. Doesn't appear to give me much more than that. Maybe I need to close the files and close the folder. And let's restart Visual Studio Code also, just to try everything. That didn't change much. Maybe I need a configuration file. Oh. Yeah, okay, overwrite. Okay, we have something now. And if I go IntelliSense support. Oh, we have something. Okay, so I guess we needed a configuration file first. And I have a terminal that opened and is doing nothing. But oh, it's probably my antivirus. This is not good when let's disable that. Let's try to run it again just to make sure, and hopefully that would work. We have something. So now if I hover over stuff, I got some info. Yay! Okay, now this should make it much easier. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And because of the cake extension, you get these little buttons here to debug and run tasks. So if I run my release task here, so that depends on clean, so it's going to clean the folders. It depends on build, so it's going to build the project, and then it's going to get info. So get info, what this task does is it's going to peek into the manifest on the .NET Nuke packages, and the first package it finds, it's going to grab the version and put it in the version variable I have here, which is cool. And then from there, so it depends on that, and get info and clean, and then it's gonna get the files, all the files that are on the root that end with ASCX, ASPX, all the files in app local resources that end with resx, so on and so forth. On the root, the CSS files, on the root, text files for the license and the release notes. So that's kind of cool. And here I made a little for each that's gonna print them out, and then I zip them into that. Now, just before all of that, I did not have errors. So access is denied to the install package directory. Install package, and I have nothing here. So maybe I just need to open this as an administrator. And let's try that again. There we go. So it's cool. It cleaned, it got the NuGet packages, did a build, it got the info from the manifest, and it created the release packages. Now I'm in the middle of correctly building this. So my plan is in the install folder, I'm gonna collect stuff in the package folder. So I'm gonna have my bin will have the DLLs, which I didn't write yet. The resources will have everything that's gonna go in the desktop modules folder. So all the views and stuff, and app local resources. And now what I need on this level is to get my bin files, my DLLs and stuff. And I'm gonna need also my SQL scripts and my manifest in here. So this is where I am now. Now, if I move this out of the way and bring this side by side, you can also run individual tasks. So if I just want to clean, I can run this one. And that should delete the directory is not empty because I was navigating to it. But if I do it again now, hmm, there we go. So it empties and or creates those folders with nothing in them. Okay, that is cool. Now I'm gonna close that Explorer window just so we don't run into those issues again. So next step, collecting our bin files. So I want to try to not change the manifest if possible. So if I go to the manifest here, it is expecting, and I bumped the version also on the manifest for the next release, friendly name and stuff. So component script. So it's expecting the scripts to live in providers, data providers, SQL data provider. So I'm gonna copy. I should already have a providers here. I'm going to try to find how to just copy files. So what do we have? Let's go. Let's go to reference, file operations, general copy. There we go. Copies an existing file to a new file. Copies existing file to a new location. So this could take a list of files and copy that to a new location. That's kind of what I need. So we have an example here, copy file. So we get the files we want with a globbing pattern, and then copy files and the destination folder. So let's give this a try. So back to Cake. Right after creating this zip file here, and I'm guessing that this supports comments. So I'm gonna comment here, just like in C#, get the resource files. And then here, get the SQL scripts. So I'm gonna do var SQL scripts equals get files, and I want the files that are here in any subfolder that end with SQ. Let's see the casing. I don't know if it's case sensitive, but providers. Let's go more specific here. I'm gonna go into providers, data providers, SQL data provider, and anything that ends on SQL data provider. So that should get me that list of files. Then I'm gonna do, as in the example, copy. Yeah, cool. So copy file to directory, copy files, and now we even have the different implementations, the different overloads. So I don't want a pattern. Actually, I could just use the pattern directly here. That's even easier. So let's do a copy and comment this, and just in case it doesn't work. So I can have a pattern, and then it takes a directory path. Let's see if we have something that takes two strings. Nope. So let's bring this back to where it was, and let's do SQL scripts, and here dot slash install and package. Let's give that a try. Save, run task. And now I'm gonna look at my install here. Package, we have only the files. Okay, so it didn't go recursively. What I'm gonna do to solve this quickly is copy this here. And we see on the left the files are gone, the files are back. So, what didn't it like here? So that directory does not exist. Which means we're gonna copy all this, and in our clean task, we're gonna make sure that this exists. And I want to try, while I'm here, now that I installed the thing that we were missing for IntelliSense, if debug works now, because it was not working before. So let's try it now. Oh, that's better than it was. Hmm. Okay, so I'm not sure how that debug works, but it's better than it was, I can tell you. So now, if I look install package, I have providers, data providers, SQL data provider, I have my two files, awesome. So same idea with the binaries. Now the binaries, one of the things I wanted to start implementing with the core modules is delivering the symbols with the install package. However, the DNN manifest was not allowing to put anything else than a binary file like a DLL in the bin folder, and you have to resort to using a resource file. So let's start to bring just the binaries in that bin folder, and we'll need another zip for the symbols. So we need um, the file path, and we need the destination folder. I think copy file. So we have a file path and a destination. Cool. So we need to go back into, we are in the source folder, and then we need to go back to the module folder, and then back into desktop modules, and then back into the site root, and from there bin and our binary file name, which is this here. copying that to copy the binaries. So that's gonna go into the package/bin. I think. Let's go review the manifest. Assembly bin DNN modules vendor.dll DNN modules vendors DLL. Okay, so that's expected to be here. So now if I save and run this, one or more errors occur. The target file is a directory, not a file. Correct. No errors, and if I go here, here's our DLL. Awesome. So next step, and my dog is scratching to come in the office, won't be long. Next step is our copy the symbols. So for the symbols, I'm gonna have no choice to zip them, so something like I did here. And I'm gonna copy, well, I'm not gonna copy, now I have IntelliSense. Just gonna bring this lower. So I'm gonna do var symbols equals get files, and that takes a blob. The blob will be the blob will be this. PDB. So that's my symbols file, and I need to zip, and I'm gonna use, oh yeah, now the working directory. Okay, hold on, let's see what options we have. We have root path, output path. No, I don't want to zip the whole path. We have root path, file path, pattern, zips the file matching the specified pattern, root path, file path, pattern. I don't know. We have the root path, the output path. That's more like the one I used above. And then the list of files. But I need the root path that is actually a root to that file. So I might go with this, or the fourth one is, what changes? It's strings instead of file paths. Okay, let's use roughly what I used on top, so I need to go back into the bin folder, and that's the dog scratching. I want to copy that to dot/install package and symbols.zip, and I want what I captured in my symbols file. Another thing I want to try, when I click this, does it auto-save the file? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, so you need to save before running. Is it done? Hmm. So that part did not work. But this part did. 1, 2, 3, 4 bin. Maybe I don't need this. Roxy. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we don't need this. Perfect. So let's just go inspect that. Let's open this. Explorer. Boom. So we have install, package. We have our resource files that gonna go in the desktop modules. We're gonna have our symbols that we're gonna push into the bin. We have our actual binary here, and we have our SQL scripts right there. So what's missing here? We're missing the release notes, and let's go check the manifest, make sure we have everything we need here. So icon file, it's using from DNN, so we need the release notes and the license. Let's add that. So we just need to copy them. So copy files, and we basically want to copy a pattern. So the pattern and a target directory path. I don't know if I can use a string there. We'll see. Yeah, I can. I guess I can. But there's nothing like trying. So the glob will be dot slash. So in this folder, only something that ends with text. And we copy that into dot slash. So here, install folder and package folder with the no trailing slash. Does that work? Yes, sir. That does work. While I am here, I'm gonna switch that to HTML, and we have a div class license, about vendors, then we have owner. I never knew why it was called owner, and there's not even anything nice about this here. There's no separation between versions. I like to kind of have an history. I'm gonna keep the H3, but I'm gonna do just a paragraph here. In the paragraph, this is the original. Wow. This module allows having vendors, affiliates, and a banner system on DNN websites. So that's my about. I want a line under this, and then it's the initial release. It's not the initial release. Well, actually, maybe it is. Yeah, probably is. So I'm gonna put below that HR a paragraph, version 8.0.0. This is the that was an H3. Let's make this an H4. So there was nothing to report here. So okay, so we have something here for the about, and then we have something here for that version, and then another separator, and let's put a new H4 version 8.01.00, and I'm gonna put a UL that's gonna be for now empty because I didn't make any change yet, but there's a place to write the release notes for when we are releasing this. And save. Cool. Back to our manifest. Are we missing anything? So these scripts are there. This goes there, and it takes this for the install. That's fine. And then the module. Those are the module controls. Let me view this as XML. So module controls. I'm mainly concerned event message. That's okay. And here, assembly. We're fine. Resource file. So desktop modules vendors. We copy resources zip. And then we copy 800.txt. So that's expected to be a loose file here, and it's fine. Perfect. And that's the other module. So that's an extension with two modules. And what we need for this one nothing special. Cool, so that's good. So the final step we need in our build script is to zip everything that's in that package folder, bring it in the install folder, and delete the package folder. So zip the package. So what we're gonna do is zip, and now I want to zip a path. Yeah, I think a path to another file. I think so. Let's try it. So the path would be dot/install/package, and we want to bring that into dot/install/ now the module name. With the underscore followed by the version string followed by another underscore install.zip. I think that makes sense. Not sure if it's the same pattern as it was, but I don't care at this point. So save. Yeah, that's one part of this. The other part is deleting. So what do we have for delete? Delete file, delete folder, directory, delete directory. Awesome. Code completion, IntelliSense in your build tool, and C#. Yeah, I love this. So we want to delete the directory, and actually I'm gonna do better than that. Yeah, I'm gonna make another task, another task. Can we call task? Run target? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's create a task. I just saw there's even... That's perfect. Task with action and just task. Awesome. Yeah, I want an action. That's excellent. So I'm gonna call this cleanup after build. And here I'm gonna do target, run target. Yeah, you have run target and run target async. But it could be async. And that's the target name. So clean up after build. That's perfect. So what it does is we need to delete everything except that zip file. So we need to delete the package folder. Yeah, actually that's all we have to do. Bah, if it's a one thing. If it's just one thing, I'm gonna put it here. It's not worth to make a new task just for one. So zip the package, clean up temp folder. So delete directory. The path is dot/install/package, and I guess we need the recursive. What's the other reload? Oh, then we have a delete directory settings. Let's try with this. If that's not enough, we'll go further. Oh, that looks perfect. Wow, that looks perfect. And once you know what you're doing, a little bit at least, it's kind of quick. I use them as build a lot, but I would never made this so quick without using a template. Now building all this from scratch, it was a breeze. Cool, cool, cool. So now what I want to do is compare what we produced here. So I want to compare this with what we downloaded from the previous version. So yeah, I kind of prefer the new naming because the NNCE is no longer the way to go. So we have bin providers, we have a cleanup file, we have, oh, there's content templates here. Okay, I have to check what's in here. The manifest, oh, I forgot to put the manifest. Okay, so we have the manifest to add, and the content templates is an empty zip file. So yeah, so we probably don't need that. So the bin, that's perfect. Providers, there's only this and that, that's good. Resources, oops, resources. So yeah, we have the license and release notes that we didn't have here, but I kind of like to having them. Sometimes you need some attribution. Actually, I'm not sure. Do I leave them in or not? I'm gonna leave them in. Cool, so it's very similar. We're missing the manifest though. So we need to go copy the text files, the release notes and license. We're gonna do the same thing for the manifest. So basically copy file dot slash. I'm gonna do copy files because I think copy files takes the glob. So now we have our manifest symbols here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So next thing that's missing is updating our manifest to be able to copy over our symbols. So I'm gonna find files somewhere, resource files. So what I need is about this component type resource file, space path resource file. So I'm gonna copy, I think, this node there, but I'm gonna copy into the bin folder and extract what's in the symbols zip. That's it. One last build, and we should be good to test it. So, just to make sure, I'm gonna run my default task, which depends on build, and build depends on, well, no, I'm gonna make the default depend on package. It's a release package. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to adapt this a little bit, the dependencies for the tasks, because at some point I want to do something different if we're in debug on release. But for now, I'm gonna use cake just for the release. So let's do it this way. So now if I run the default task, there we go. So that's the package we should be able to install on our site. Now let's see if I broke it with my updates on the NuGet dependencies and stuff. Let's close some stuff. And here is our site. Let's go home. See if the site still works. And it doesn't. So what happens here is that the NuGet packages, when you, yeah, let's close this and all of that, and let's open the full Visual Studio here. So what happens sometimes is in your references, you need to select all of this, go to properties, and make sure that copy local is on false, so it doesn't mess with your bin folder. And specific version will also be on false, and that fixes it from happening again. However, it doesn't prevent it from having already happened. But no big deal. What we're gonna do, I can close this. I'll have to find it again. Oh, luckily DNN installs quick, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try something first. I'm gonna just go into my downloads and grab the bin folder here, copy everything, I guess everything. Oh, I cannot copy because I'm in a zip, so I need to go to the websites, vendors, bin, and I'm gonna delete these things here because I want to make sure they do install. Actually, I'm gonna delete everything because this could have downloaded other stuff, and extract this over there and try again. If it works good, it works good. If it doesn't, we'll just reinstall the NN. Okay, not bad, not bad. The site works. Now, and we'll try upgrades later. Right now what I'm gonna do is go to the extensions. Um, extensions. Banners. I'm gonna delete that. vendors. I'm gonna delete that. So it could not delete the DLL obviously because I already deleted it. Oh, cool. It should be unregistered at least, so not bad. Now I'm gonna go into my site, and I'm sure the bin is not there. In desktop modules, this is my source code. So I'm looking for vendors and banners. So banners is not there, vendors is there with delocalization files. So there's something wrong with the cleanup, but I can delete that. And the database, if the uninstall script is good, I should no longer have affiliates, but I still do. I still have vendors, and I still have banners. So, okay, that's not perfect. The SQL uninstall either didn't run or, but it makes us test for the SQL script supporting the database already being there. So I'm grabbing the zip file that we generated with version 8.10 and let's see how that looks. So what we have, file specified in DNS resources.zip. Let's go, yeah, let's go here. So in the manifest, resources, oh, let's go to files then. Desktop modules, vendors, we're looking for a file called resources.zip. Now if I open that zip here, I have resources. That's a problem. So let's go in here. And it's kind of funny that now we have IntelliSense in Visual Studio Code and no longer in, in Visual Studio. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it's not a big fix here. It's just a typo. Here, resources, save. Now, here we cannot run the task and stuff, so what if I... Yeah, that would have been good. So now, so in the full Visual Studio, what we have though is the Task Runner Explorer. It doesn't come by default. You need to go to extensions and install the cake tools. And maybe at some point we're gonna have IntelliSense here too, but not now. And we can peek into our cake file and run something. So we want to run default. Cool. And now we have resources. Perfect. Back to it. And we get a DNN error. So this I'm not liking it. Let's just get rid of that portion. Yeah, so we still have something wrong. And I'm ready to bet that it's the restore NuGet packages maybe. Or if I go here, vendors, vendors, vendors. modules. Nope, that looks fine. There's no virtual directory here. So something is writing to the bin folder. So we're going to do the same thing we did, but we have an issue though. And the issue is not this. So something is writing something bad in the bin folder of the site or something. So let's go to under websites and vendors and portals. Why do I have an OBG file here? But the site got built. Well, that's odd. Let's delete this and let's just visit the site. That's not the problem. Okay, let's go portals, default, logs. Yeah, there's references to multiple versions of DNN, 8.0.0 and 8.0.4. I did put no specific version. Let's go here and delete these. What happens then? Maybe that's before I put specific versions files? No? Well, that's funny. Portals, default, log. Let's delete these two. And let's navigate to the, return to site. That generates a new one. So we have a direct reference to DNN 8.0.0. But here we have specific version files. And if I go here, especially here. And our reference copy local files, specific version files. That is odd. So let's go back into the website bin folder and do. That's the bin folder. Let's open another window where we're gonna go into downloads and grab the bin files. What? Oh, the DNN bin files. From here over there and replace. So that did not replace .NETNuke.dll. Anyway, works here. Strange. So let's try to install this again. So my release notes don't have the 810. Why would that be? I did change that file, right? What did I change? I bet you I changed the one here instead of changing the right one. So yeah, release notes, I'd like to have that better, so I can edit it in one or the other. So let's close this since the tooling is better here. So about vendors, blah, 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 blah. Now I want to separate the version from that. I'm going to put this paragraph here and whatever, ruler here, and then let's put this H4 actually, let's put this as a paragraph. We don't even need an about. Let's just put the versions directly here. Few people read this anyway, so version 8.1.0. And now I'm going to put an unordered list. With an li here. And then people can add to this. I'm not even gonna put the li. That's it, that's all. Okay, let's go back to, and what happens if I do this? Okay, now, does building and Visual Studio Code also break the site? And it does. Well, that's odd. This should not copy local. Yeah, that should not copy local. So I'm guessing that it's something with the NuGet restore. So what options do we have here? NuGet restore. Restore. We have a target to restore, or multiple of them, or the file and options, or the files and options. Okay, let's see what we have in the options here. So new NuGet restore settings dot. Okay. So what do we have? Argument, custom getter set argument, config file, disable parallel processing, environment variables, fallback source, ml build path, ml build version, no cache. Maybe I fallback source, ml build path. No, let's build version, no cache. If I go into the packages config, that happens here. Yeah. Okay, how do we so that doesn't help. So that's how you learn, fiddling around. Hmm. Maybe here. I don't know. Let's go back to Google. NuGet without copy local. This? Been trying package level scenario. Yeah, I don't need it on the package look on the in the .targets file. Reference copy local paths. Remove reference copy local paths condition. Get package IE. Okay. I don't know. Private? Maybe it's this. Anyone knows a way to cause reference elements added to legacy C# project while installing a NuGet package to have private files? So, okay, I think in the packages config, we need to put here private true, I think. Let's confirm that this still builds. Can I just refresh theirs? Yeah. Now, if I need to go fix it again though. But if I'm gonna delete .NetNuke.dll and the PDB, and let's try this again. They should not get recreated. Bin, and during that time, I'm gonna go, and nope, they are here again. And sure enough, the wrong one. So how do we change that? Mm, You might be using a dependency purely as a development harness and might not want to expose that project to a consumer package. In this scenario, you can use the private assets metadata to control the behavior. The following metadata tags control dependency assets: include assets, exclude assets, private assets. That's cool, but it would be nice. No. Oh, these tags. Private assets. Oh. It would be nice on the whole file. No, actually, it wouldn't be nice on the whole file. So I need this inside of each of these. Is it? Package reference, include, and version. What? Oh no, that's not it. No, that's in project files. Packages.config. What? So we have ID, version, target framework, allowed versions, development dependency. So development dependency true. Okay. One more thing we learned tonight. Save. Now I don't need these things. Save. And let's go on our bin folder, delete these two files, and fire this up again. And they should not reappear. And they still do. That is not cool. Maybe because of this. But no, because the other one is on DNN core. That's not fun. Yep, that's not fun at all. Wait. NuGet behavior is controlled by setting in different NuGet config files as described. Configure NuGet config file. Well, that might be for part 4. I'm not sure how to avoid that from happening. So anyway, our zip builds. So right now I'm gonna try just to manually fix this. By going into my downloads and restoring that bin folder from the original DNN bin folder, and not running a build after doing that should solve our issue. And let's go here. Cool. Host extensions, and let's see how it likes this package. Boom. Next. Cool. So now we have we have our correct release notes, license works, and the installer works. And now if I managed to have the symbols file here, I'm gonna be very happy, but I didn't. So that part did not work, but the rest did. So now the SQL scripts no longer fail. And well, obviously I deleted the banners, but if I go into vendors here, are they still there? Yes. So the uninstall script did not work, and which is kind of expected. But yeah, and I can go here and module and add the banner module here and use, let's say this, and update. And obviously it got the only one that I didn't want, so let's go skyscraper. So that banner click-through is still not fixed because we didn't have that pull request merged in, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of expected before I merge that, but if I go here, oh, but that's a click-through though. Now the image is portals 0. That's not expected. The click-through is expected, but the image is not. So yeah, that's going to be a project for next day. Just curious if that actually exists. Vendors, portals, 0. Yeah, my banners are here. So I'm missing basically the file name of that. And in the database, if I go here, yeah, there's a lot of nulls here. So what happens if I switch that to normal banner? Okay, so it still needs some fixes. Skyscraper. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a file manager issue. Yeah, maybe I need to properly reinstall DNN because I deleted all the DLLs and I might be missing one that comes installed with something else. Anyway, we did what we wanted. We have the module properly packaged. We're still missing the symbols to be included, but that's not a huge deal. We'll figure it out a way. I did put it in the manifest, right? I need to check how that part is done. Maybe I need another resource file node. That's possible. Anyway, we got something working, so that's enough for now. And the core modules meeting is tomorrow. I was in hopes of announcing this new release, but it's gonna have to go for the next one. Um, so on my plans on these live videos is to continue this, and there was another module that had a pull request for the survey module. So I'll try to do a little bit of something every day. Thanks for watching and see you next time.